Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's me, Miftakhul Jannah. In the previous video, we have talked about novel and textbook, and in this video, I would like to present a summary article, and I would like to deliver the background and then the method and the major findings of the paper. Okay, let's go to the first title: Physical Activity and Motor Competence in Preschool Children. The background of the research is to promote preschool for the children 3 through 4-year-old to have enough preparation and good motor competence. The author stated that there are a lot of students have low capability when they are in elementary school. Children who has preschool before, they have enough capability to accept material and good social skill. And the method used by the author is by collecting data. The writer paid attention to the elementary students in Spain, both who has preschool and doesn't have. And the major findings, the author confirmed that the correlates that impact physical activity and motor competence are not only present in the primary school, but already manifested in the early childhood. The author wants to increase the scientific knowledge on the study of positive practices inside and outside of the physical education setting in the systematic evaluation of physical activity and motor competence in preschool. And the second is emotion regulation with parents and friends and adolescents internalizing and externalizing behavior. This article is intended to know the reason and solution for adolescents' behavior problems. The article describes the reasons that made adolescents has a bad attitude or mood. Teenager who has a good relationship with their mother, father, and friends affect to their posture. The method used in this article is giving questionnaire. Adolescents give some answers to the writer given about the relationship between them and their parents and friends. And the major findings, relationships play roles in the adolescents' implementation of emotion strategies. Differences in adolescents' emotion regulation strategy used across relationship between parents and friends. And the third is foreign accent in pre and primary school heritage bilinguals. The author intended to discuss about the differences and comparison between two children, age 4 through 5 and age 7 through 6 through 9 in maintaining heritage language in Germany and Russian. Heritage language in Indonesia is like Kromo Inggil, language that little people use it. Method used in this article is simply by having question and prediction with the children about heritage language. The children were asked some question which is related to heritage language, and they answer it by using heritage language. The major finding of this paper, first, heritage language is well pronounced and articulated by children aged 5 through 6. That means students in primary school. And the data showed that at 7 through 9 speak heritage language, but some of them are mixed with foreign language. And secondly, the writer suggests to parents and teacher to teach heritage language for primary school students. In that age, children are more easy to study and understand well about heritage language. And the fourth is, shall we all unmute a conversation analysis of participation in online reflection session for general practitioners in training. The author wants to discuss about the problems happen in education about students participatory in the online class during pandemic, especially for practitioners. Since the participatory by having question and answer session is very crucial for them, this pandemic has changed it. Participatory is the key to create the educational value. There are three methods used in this study. The first is setting. Participants collaboratively reflect on the practice experience under the supervision of two teachers. And then the second is data and participants by analyzing 3 online collaborative reflection sessions. And then the last is analytic procedures by using conversation analysis between the author and the participants. And the major findings, this pandemic changed significantly towards education, especially in this online learning for practitioners. Some students get bad connection, so they couldn't get their session to participate. And some students could participate, but the teachers don't get the good impression. In other words, students just give the simple response, showing that their understanding is not really deep. And the fifth is not working in the time of COVID. General problem of this article is about the relation between professionals in Hong Kong decreased because of this pandemic. They usually have a direct meeting to build a good relation among others. Then because this pandemic, they should have an online meeting. The method used in this article is uh, based on the data come from the audio and video recorded semi-structured interviews with 36 professionals. The major findings: this pandemic decreased the relationship between professionals. In pre-pandemic, some people will have meeting in the bar or have a drink or any others. But after this pandemic, they couldn't be done anymore. People should build the relation between with others by online activities like having meeting via Zoom. And the sixth is human, animal, and planet health for complete sustainability. The author intends to discuss about balancing health between human, planet, and environment, and animal, especially for sustainability. Human need animals source food or ASF to complete nutrition and prevent infectious disease. So it is necessary to always keep animals' health to get the good nutrition from it and prevent an infectious disease that caused from food. The method used in this article is collective procedures. The major findings: actually, sustainability could work if humans aware and care about planet and animals' health without ignoring any differences. With specific attention to animal and welfare health, it is important to observe that prevention of infectious and parasitic disease is important. Not only that, but also metabolic disease and any cause of inflammation must also be prevented in order to improve productivity and welfare. And the seventh is basic needs in horses, a literature review. The author wants to discuss about the basic needs of horses that should be fulfilled, such as social contact, social companionship, free movement, and access to roughage in the form of grass and straw. The method used in this article, the research platform ResearchGate, PubMed, Web of Science, Science Direct, and Google Scholar for studies on social context, social companionship, free movement, and unlimited access to roughage in horses. They identified 38 studies on behavioral and psychological responses to management condition in which one or more of the four proposed basic needs were restricted. And this will be the basis of the literature review. And the major findings: a significant number of the studies reported that horses did show responses to restrictions in the proposed basic needs. However, reports on the whether horses showed responses differed between the particular response types. For active response, horse usually will be more aggressive, and the passive response, horse will show repressive behavior, and for abnormal response, they will get stereotypes types. And the eighth is how different personalities affect the reaction to adoption of dogs adopted from a shelter. The author wants to discuss about the failure and the successful of adopting dogs by the new owner from a shelter. The reaction of dogs after living with the new owner. The method used in this research is qualitative data divided into three manners: animal housing, behavior observation, and last using statistical analysis. The author's major finding: most of people success in adopting dogs. After the adoption, 26 dogs out of 34 were more active, excitable, and playful. But there is something that should be underlined here: is the value of the research is to provide additional information to help dog counselors who work in the shelter provide more focused suggestion to new owners who are adopting a dog to decrease the failure of the adopting. And the need is illegal wildlife trade, emerging infectious disease, pervasive impact to species, ecosystem, and human health. The author wants to discuss about the negative effect of illegal wildlife trade, which could emerge in infectious diseases such as SARS, MERS, avian influenza, and Ebola. The method used in this research is by collecting data. The research term used include illegal trading, wild or animal or fauna, and disease or infectious or pathogen or parasite. And the writer also performed research in proceeding of American Association of Zoo Veterinarians and Wildlife Disease Association and the International Association for Aquatic Animal Medicine. And the author's major findings: Based on the data from 82 searchers, the trends of illegal trade of wildlife is increased since 2008. The illegal trade didn't focus on the wild animal. Birds are the most commonly affected and reported. To the ensure safety of the public health, there should be a focus on the monitoring and enforcement of illegal wildlife trade as the translocation of goods expands with globalization and the opportunity for emerging disease intensifies. And the last is becoming Asia's market hub, comparing Singapore and Hong Kong. Jeremy, the author of this research, intend to discuss about two hub cities that has already become Asia's market hub. Begin from its history, their process or method they used to be the center of Asia's market hub, and to compare their strategies for positioning themselves as the region arts market hub. The article adopts a comparative approach in order to analyze and framing of Asia as an emerging art market, Hong Kong and Singapore as emerging hub cities. The author's major finding here first, Hong Kong has addition to their costs and space available on the market were not fit for galleries and the lack of cultural institution and use organically method. And the second, Singapore has a good number of non-profit art spaces, but was really missing was uh, commercial galleries and art fairs. Singapore used planned method, and those are the differences. That's all, guys, for the summary article this in this opportunity. Thank you for watching, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.